first thing you need to know is here we have an acute triangle. Okay, I've labeled it ABC. So you can draw your triangle and label it ABC. And I want you to label the side lengths. And if you remember from the last chapter, if this is angle A, the side that is opposite to this angle has to be labeled as A, lowercase a. Okay, so where would I label side length B? Good. Because here's my angle B, which means across from that would be side length B. And if this is angle C, across from that would be side length C. Okay? Let's try another one. I'll call this A, B, C, and I want you to label it. So side length A would be...
Between C and B.
Okay, and what's this side length? Good, and then this would be C. Okay. Called Sine Law. Okay? Sine law can only be used if it's an acute triangle, and sine law states that the side length and its opposite angle. So if the side length is A, what's the opposite angle? A. So side length over sine A, because it's the sine law, okay, is equal to B over sine B and C over sine C. All three ratios, right, this is a ratio, opposite side length over sine A all three side lengths are equal in sine law, okay? So the length, let's write this out, the length of the opposite side over sine and then the angle, okay, whatever the angle is. All three pairs of these are equal in an acute triangle. They're all going to be equal to one another. Okay, so I've constructed a triangle here, and I'm going to label this angle A, this one B, and this angle C. I want you to fill in the side lengths. Sorry, and I also forgot to give you the length of this side is 12 meters. Okay, I want you to label each side length. Okay, so where would I label side length A? Where's side length A? 12 meters, good. And where would be side length B? On the left or right? Good, this would be side length B, and this would be side length C. We're going to use the sine law to solve this triangle. What does it mean to solve a triangle? Yeah, find all the angles, which we have already, and find all the side lengths. We only have one side length, so let's start with finding, what do you want to find first, B or C? B? Okay, so let's write the sine law. Remember that sine law says that an opposite side length and its opposite angle, sine 80, is equal to the opposite side length and the opposite angle, sine 55, and then C sine 45, right? So A over sine A, which was 80, is equal to B over sine B, which was 55, is equal to C over sine C, which was 45 degrees. So I just plugged in the angle measures. Okay, so let's start by solving for B. Let's do this one. Because we have, in this case, we have side length A, right? So I can replace A with 12. 12 over sine 80 is equal to, do I know B? No. B over sine 55. I've just created a proportional statement, right? What can you do to solve for the unknown? What can we do to solve for B? How can I solve this? Similar to last chapter, we can cross multiply. So we'll do this one together. Sine 80 times B, so I'm going to write that as sine 80 B, is equal to sine 55 times 12. Okay, so when you're punching this in on the calculator, make sure you punch in sine 55 multiplied by 12. Okay, I cannot multiply sine 80 times B, right? Because I don't know what B is. What would I need to do to the left side of this equation to just have B by itself? What would I have to divide by? Sine 80. Okay? That reduces to 1, and I'm just left with b. So on the right side, I would need to divide by sine 80. So I want you to actually do this all in one step on your calculator because you're going to get really long decimal numbers. Sine 55 times 12 divided by sine 80. If we calculate this, we would get 9.98, so we'll round it off to approximately 10, what's the unit? Meters. Okay, so we just found B. B is 10 meters. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to find C, so I'm going to redraw the triangle. Okay, so again, we're going to use Sine Law, and we're going to solve for side length C. Okay, now we have a side length and its opposite angle, so I can use A over sine A, or we now have side length B over opposite angle, which is sine B. Which ratio do you think we should use to solve for C? Does it matter though? It doesn't matter, but because this was given to us, right? Maybe in case you make a mistake with B, let's use the ratio that was given in the first place, okay? So A over sine A is equal to C over sine C, okay? We're doing the same thing, except now we're finding out C. So plug in your values. To use Sine Law, in order to use Sine Law, you have to be given at least one side length and its opposite angle. Okay, you have to have one complete ratio, otherwise you can't solve for this, right? Okay, so what is side length A? What's my ratio? 12 over sine 80 is equal to, do I know C?
No.
C over, do I know the angle? Good, sine 45. Same thing, we're going to cross multiply. So sine 80 times C equals sine 45 times 12. To isolate C, what do I need to divide by? Sine 80. So I need to divide the right side by sine 80. And like I said, it's more accurate. It's easier if you do this all in one step. So you're going to do, on your calculator, sine 45 times 12 divided by sine 80. Okay, so if you calculate it, you get approximately 8.6, but because we rounded all of these to the nearest meter, what would this be equal to the nearest meter? 9. So 9 meters. Okay, and we've solved the triangle. We found all the missing side lengths and all the missing angles, but the angles were all given anyway.
Made with Doodlecast Pro.